Let the day darken your bones. Let the dust usher us into it, held the thick dark along me, singing. Finish me like a fish. Easing then, being nothing, wanting more. Now a small something. I want only an end to the suffering, to quit this knocking like a boat lashed tight to check to the dock toss. During storm, either cut me a loose sun, wild to sea, or yank me inland. Dry dock, spare me this long. Logging, longing, tonguing, at the leash, more in between. I believe no more in nothing, not yet. In something, the severe wing of a bird in the rose still stirs, lifted by wind. So, reading is I basically got a storm on a boat, struggling, trying to keep it together, holding on.
I think it's about someone dying.
Basically, like just
I
got
think like
flushed.
it's a metaphor maybe for somebody dying, and Usher is like wanting to be ushered into death. Well, again, I'm not
Yeah,
very good at poetry.
like
What do you
walking them
think,
to the
Katie?
death.
Yeah.
I agree with the someone dying metaphor. Like let the dusk usher us and let the day darken your bones into the dawn so long. Like it kind of feels like a goodbye and like, somebody saying goodbye to the world, basically.
So the tone is melancholy and sad, and you are very good at reading sad poems.
Thank you.
It's
Very
still,
gloomy.
yes, it is. So I don't think that one has any repeating words because like
No, not that I know of.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the speaker is in first person of somebody experiencing uh
The grieving.
yeah,
Death,
grieving.
dying.
All right. You want to read the next one, Katie?
Sure. Um, diptych, the word we can't
Right.
pronounce.
Let's make up our own
Okay,
word for it.
it's okay. Night Watch. You can fall in love in a museum, but only with the art or its silence, or the stranger you don't mean to follow, suffering past the old masters and the unnamed servants. Rembrandt's face half in shadow. You can fall for what isn't there already, or with the 13th century. The swan raising up, roosters hung upside down to die on a cross. Even the tourists gathered round the docent, the same jokes and half truths, moon beautiful. The children crying hurried out of sight. Forget the night watch, the crowds, instead follow the quiet to the portraits of light entering a room. These walls, few windows, hold the world. What the world couldn't say till someone saw it first. And now it's everywhere. The braids of that woman's hair. Self-portrait with felt hat. One should never be in love when in a museum. Better to be alone, if not utterly, than practically. Tired of feet and routine, forge ahead beyond the bounds of audio tours and family. Isolate, avoid this couple, oblivious to it all. The captions and arrows. Kissing like no tomorrow beside Van Gogh's sunflowers. Bruise, chartreuse, brilliant, and wilting for years, yet never managing to. Skip holding hands in Gauguin's portrait of Van Gogh, painting what he saw. The crows gather like clouds, black, or the crowds that the couple doesn't care about, numb to all else. Best believe in the world more than yourself.
Well, that one was slightly happier. I
Yeah,
think the tone is like directional. It's telling you how to experience a museum.
yeah,
Right.
sort of reminiscent, maybe.
Anyone have any idea what it's talking about when it talks about the woman's braids of her hair?
I think just describing her image,
Like whose?
probably what she had on, like what she had in her hair, like she was on display or something.
I was like, is he's talking about like a person or like a work of art or something?
It
I
could
was,
probably be both.
huh,
Yeah,
Look at a
it
person
could
as a
be
working
both.
on,
yes, because he's like accidentally
and
following people around a museum.
it also
Yeah.
stated one should never be in love when in a museum. So probably like
Oh,
a backstory to it. If he got caught
maybe
up.
he was following around a cute lady on purpose. Oh.
Uh-huh. I like that.
Okay, go to the next one. I'll read Currency by Michael Mativer. In third grade, ugh. In third grade, you learned to fold a dollar so that Washington's head looked like a mushroom. Later, about wheat, buffalo, Augustus, St. Gaudens, you used beech leaves for play money, tore them off living twigs, brought an Arbon florin to show and tell, felt the sound of a Canadian quarter hitting the Coke machine's return as the sound of thirst. Every coin its own flavor and weight, every olive branch, every Roman nose. Remember when you learned how one thing could stand for endless others? How with a few creases a man becomes a destroying angel. The end.
Now that one sound peaceful.
The speaker is someone remembering their childhood,
Yeah, I agree.
and I think they're Canadian
Yeah.
since it's talking
Yeah.
about Canadian dollars
The
and coins.
Canadian quarter.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I was like,
It's
no, I do
like,
not remember Canadian dollars or when people on
me
money, but
either.
okay. All right. Who wants to read the last one?
Was it either one? It don't matter.
Um,
Oh, it's so
I could.
long. You read such a long one last time, I guess. I'll read the super long last one, Cape Song.
Gotcha.
Reclined on the scrap, reading about orogeny at a perfect angle to the shell of the sound of dragging and summoning mountains, I think of the soft-bodied breathing quaintly in that brief interstitial. All right, so I have a question.
Yeah.
Does it go straight
Yes.
down or do I read to
Wait,
the
I think it
side?
reached the left. Like, so it'd be,
Left and right. Yeah, I
yeah,
think it
Okay.
reclined on the scrap
zigzags sort of.
above the wag line, reading about organy with head flop at a perfect angle, like basically up and up, down, up, down, up,
Thank
down.
you. I was confused. Above the rack line, with hat flopped to the screen, the sun, swash hissing, down the spangled dregs of eons unwitnessed, clams below the cuffs breathing between pull and push. In the evening at the hostel, a woodcock's wings with the air make music with their outermost feathers, known as primaries of first importance. We tied to our chambers and flick on the lights make music above the kettle pond, tender for the night, fringe of being, pitched to longing meaning in time. Ah. Flood flow slack, summer berm, neap in spring, full waxing, may we always be on dunes. The moon above our rippling forms, tenuous, ebb flow slack, winter berm high and low, waning new, beach grass, growing against and for the moon and wavering, but with joy. The end.
Well, that's a stanza poem.
Yes, I think it does have some like rhyme stuff, whatever. Like the
Mhm.
end of it sounds like waves crashing, or is like the melody of it, if that makes any sense. Where it's like
Yeah,
ebb
like you
flow.
just know how it's going when you read it.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's
like
more
they have a,
song-like. So
a
the
good time.
speaker of that poem is someone describing the beach or the Cape, like Cape Town.
Yeah, like the music, just the vibe of it. Like they
And
just having a good time of it.
it was very long. The tone of it is peaceful.
Mellow, warming.
Yeah, relaxed, sort of
Mm-hmm.
calm. Mm-hmm.
That's it. We finished.
Yay!
Yay! Anyone else have anything else to add before we go and enjoy our holiday?
I don't believe so.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
Nice meeting y'all, by
Everyone
the
else
way.
is good.
You
Sorry I
too.
missed the
You
first
too.
one.
I'll upload this in a couple of minutes to the thingy where we're supposed to and post it in the group chat and see you guys next week.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. See you next Monday.
Bye-bye.
And how do I stop?